Hey there, English learners! Welcome back to the channel. Are you ready to improve your English in a fun and easy way? This video will help you with listening and speaking. So sit back, relax, and get ready to enjoy English. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more simple English stories. Let's begin.
Diana Spencer wasn't raised in a palace, but from an early age it was clear she carried a light within her, one that made people feel seen, valued, and loved even without words. She grew up with a quiet strength and a sensitivity that allowed her to notice the feelings of others, and that same warmth would shape her journey through life. After marrying into the British royal family, she was suddenly placed in the international spotlight, where every move she made was captured and judged by millions of eyes. People talked about her beauty, her clothes, and her smile, but very few noticed the silent battle she faced every day, trying to find confidence in a world of tradition and high expectations. In the beginning, Diana felt overwhelmed by the formal events and unfamiliar rules, unsure of how to speak or act without making mistakes that might be misunderstood. Public speaking filled her with anxiety. She would lower her gaze, her voice would tremble, and her words would sometimes disappear into the background of her fear and self-doubt. Yet even in her nervous moments, something inside her was growing, something deeper and more powerful than fear. It was a calling, not based on royal duty, but on true compassion for people whose voices often went unheard. Diana's journey into public service didn't begin with microphones or cameras, but in quiet spaces, like hospital rooms where she held children's hands, or shelters where she simply listened to mothers in need. She believed that even the smallest gestures of kindness could build bridges between hearts, and she proved this with her actions long before her words were ever heard. One visit to a hospital changed something in her deeply. A young, sick boy looked up at her and whispered, "Thank you." And in that simple moment, Diana discovered that presence alone, being there for someone, was a kind of powerful communication. Motivated by that experience, she began working privately to become a better speaker. She read children's books aloud in her room, watched interviews of speakers she admired, and learned how to breathe deeply and speak clearly without rushing. Each public appearance became a chance to practice. Her voice grew stronger, not just in sound, but in purpose. She chose words that came from her heart, simple, honest, and full of meaning, because she knew that sincerity mattered more than perfect grammar. In 1987, during a time when fear surrounded the AIDS crisis, Diana made headlines around the world by doing something very human. She reached out and held the hand of a patient, with no gloves or hesitation. That moment was captured by photographers, and it sent a quiet message louder than any speech, that kindness does not require distance or fear. She began writing more of her speeches herself, using her own voice instead of the polished phrases of palace writers. Her goal was never to impress people, it was to comfort them, to show them that they mattered. In classrooms, she sat on the floor with children, laughing with them and asking about their dreams, reminding them that even someone with a crown can feel shy or scared too. One day, a small girl looked at her and asked, "Why do you care so much?" And Diana replied softly, "Because everyone deserves to feel important, no matter who they are." She traveled to places many people feared to go. She walked through war-torn towns and dangerous fields filled with landmines in Angola, bringing global attention to causes that were often ignored. Through all of this, she made mistakes. Her speeches were not always smooth. She sometimes forgot lines or felt overwhelmed, but she never gave up. Diana showed the world that showing your feelings is not a weakness, it's a strength. She cried in public. She hugged people who were hurting, and she continued to speak even when it was hard. Her vulnerability made her relatable. Her kindness made her unforgettable. Even today, many people watch her old interviews and speeches. Teachers tell their students to listen, not only to what she said, but how she said it, with care, emotion, and humility. For English learners, Diana's story is not just inspiring, it's a reminder that your voice matters even when it's quiet. You don't need to speak perfect English to make an impact. You don't need long words to show your heart. All you need is to speak with sincerity, practice slowly, speak kindly, and remember, even a gentle voice can leave a strong echo